Are you struggling with cakey foundation? Is your makeup not coming out flawlessly? Do you want to achieve a flawless makeup glam in just 10 minutes? In today's video, I'll be showing you a simple 10 minutes makeup routine that works for every skin type, whether you're oily, you're dry, your combination. Whether you're a beginner or you've been doing makeup for quite some time, this routine is easy. Let's get your makeup looking from this to this. From your skin prep to your concealer to your highlighter to your foundation, let's get you ready and glowing in 10 minutes. So the first thing you need to do before you start your makeup is to cleanse. So I'll be using the Mismetics Micellar Water. You can use either a cotton pad or wet wipe. Make sure you clean underneath your eyes. Once you're done cleansing your skin, the next thing to do is to apply your moisturizer. I'll be using the Blossom Makeup Moist Essence. It doesn't matter whether you're an oily skin girly or you have combination skin. Please, moisturizer is important. If you're an oily skin person, you can just go for a moisturizer that caters to your skin type, but please don't skip moisturizing. Remember to moisturize underneath your eyes because you need under your eyes to be hydrated to avoid it to get patchy, and that is the work of a moisturizer, to hydrate your skin in preparation for what's to come. After applying your moisturizer, massage it into your skin. You can even apply with your hands. You mustn't use a brush. If you have dry skin, please use a serum first before you use your moisturizer. You can use the snail mucin, you can use the Blossom serum. There are a lot of serums in the market. After your serum, you apply your moisturizer. But I have combination skin and I don't have any serum available. That is why I used my moisturizer first. So after my moisturizer, I'll be using the Zaron face primer. Face primer is actually important. Some people will be like, oh, you don't need it. If you have dry skin, you don't need to apply your face primer because it's going to make you dry out all those things. No. Apply your face primer only on your T-zones. Now my skin is ready for foundation, and I'll be using the V Beauty foundation in the shade V Chestnut. Please, when choosing a foundation, choose a foundation that is your skin type, your skin tone, and has your undertone. I have a foundation video. I'm going to put it up here, or you check my description box. Please make sure you go for a foundation that caters to your skin type and is exactly your skin tone, so you won't be looking different out in these streets. Please. One of the problems that I think that we have is we don't blend the foundation. We don't blend it into the skin properly, and then it's going to cake. How would you want it to come out if it's not properly blended? How? So make sure you blend. Like they used to say, if your hand is not paining you, you're not blending. No. Please remember your jaw so that there won't be any visible demarcation. That's how you will get flawless makeup. Always blend everything perfectly, seamlessly. Done with my foundation, I'll go straight to my contour, and I'll be using the V Beauty Total Coverage Matte Foundation in the shade Maroon for my contour. V Beauty has two different types of foundation called the Second Skin. That one is not as matte and thick as this. So for your contour, you know the deal. Underneath your cheekbone, blind upwards. So yeah, your forehead area. This is just one shade darker than me. I don't want a heavy contour. If I was going for like a proper glam, I might do 2 shades because I want that contour snatched. But this is a flawless soft makeup look, so I wouldn't want that harsh contour line. So I'll be using my foundation brush. This is the White Glam foundation brush in YF50. This is their face expert brush. So blend upwards. Once I'm done blending with the brush, I will still go over it with my beauty blender and still blend it into the skin. Like, it has to suck it in. I'll be using the Bicham Ageless Lip Palette. You can use it as your blush, this pink shade right here. You can use the orange, you can use the red on top of the contour. Your blush should go on the high points of your face, that is your cheeks. Blend it into the contour. And once I'm done blending with my brush, I'll still go over it with my beauty blender and blend the blush. It's there, but can you see how flawlessly blended everything is looking? Next is my concealer, and I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cream Beige. This is what it looks like. I also have a darker one here in the shade Fawn. The Fawn is very close to my skin tone, so I will use it to conceal. Then I will use this lighter one to highlight. Just one shade lighter. Most time is in the amount of products that you apply. You don't have to apply everything, because once you apply a lot of products, it's going to be difficult for you to blend. You can't control it, so just apply a little bit. Then if you need more, you can go over and apply more. I'm using the same beauty blender, but I'm using a different side. So that is when you're applying your product, always control the application. This is the part that I use for my foundation, and I also use this part to blend out my contour and my blush. So I'm using this neat part to do my highlighter. You don't need a lot of products or a lot of brushes or a lot of tools. Just make do with what you have. Then use this part that I used for my foundation to go over it and blend it. So I've concealed underneath my eyes. I will just go over to highlight it. And this is not me saying you need 2 different colors of concealer. No, if what you have is just 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone, it can also work perfectly. I'll apply it here. Like I said, this is just for making my under eyes a little bit brighter. As you're applying your concealer, try to take it upwards. It's going to give you that lifted eye effect. Are you seeing the difference? So when you're applying your concealer, once you're done lifting it up, go back to the parts that you used for your foundation and blend out any harsh line. Please, the key is to look bright, but at least everything should be seamlessly blended. Now it's time to set my face. I'll be using the Me Now Pro Luxury Setting Powder. This is what it looks like in the shade Banana. Before you apply your setting powder, always go over your under eyes to blend out any crease line, because once you put your concealer and you're looking down to do a lot of things, creases are being formed. So before you apply your setting powder, you must blend out those creases. If not, you set them. So blend out looking upwards without taking additional products. Don't take what's left on your beauty blender. You take the setting powder. This is it. Don't apply like this. Smoothen it out on the back of your hand to take off excess products. You're left with this. Then you apply. Smoothen it out. Apply. Don't apply too much setting powder. One layer at a time. To know if your under eye is set, your under eye is going to look dry. Then you go ahead and set the rest of your face, which is your jaw, your forehead area, tip of your nose. Once you're done setting underneath your eyes, you will go ahead and apply powder to the rest of your face. I'll be using the Milani powder in the shade Warm. This powder is holding on to dear life. It is almost finished. But yeah, it's one of my favorite powders. When you are applying your powder, please don't apply your powder with the tip of the brush, because your powder brush is actually very fluffy, which means there are strands that are longer than the rest. So if you want to apply your powder, apply like this from the side, using the side here, like this, not like this, like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Like this. Then you take off the excess and then you apply. This way you're not taking up too much product, you're just taking enough, and the powder is going to be distributed evenly on your face. You have to apply powder on your entire face except underneath your eyes. Then for my contour, I'll be using the Passy Pristine powder palette. I prefer having a powder palette that has all the shades that I need. I can set my eyes from this powder, I can do my contour, I can do my eyeshadow, I can do my crease with this one palette. So you don't have to buy different powders. So once you have one powder palette that caters to everything that you need, I think it's better. My contour brush, I'll be using this shade here. So apply your contour the same step underneath your cheekbone, then you blend upwards. Remember to connect to your forehead. Using a fluffy brush, I'll contour my nose. From the bridge of my nose, bring it down. Always blend out in circular motion. So for my blush, I'll be using the CBD blush palette. So using the same brush that I used for my contour, I'll pick out this pink shade. You apply it on top of your cheekbone, then blend it into your contour. You can smile. Then the remnant on the brush, you just apply it on your nose to give you that cute button nose. It's time to bake. Using the same powder that I used to set my under eyes and my, what's this called again? I've forgotten. But you know what it is, right? And the reason for baking is for obviously to bake and brighten your under eyes further, but also because I've done my complexion products, I've done my foundation, my powder before my brows, it is going to help catch out fallouts when I'm doing my eyeshadow. So you can just place it underneath your eyes, also lift it up, your forehead and your nose. You can also use it to set your smile lines. So now that I'm done with my skin products, I'll go ahead to do my brows, and I'll be using the Browmatic by Damel. I love this a lot. It helps to sleek your brows. Your brow, they go nowhere. I have another one for light skin. This is what I use for dark skin. Then this is for the light skin. This is transparent. Can you see? But this has a brown tint to it. So this works perfect for dark skin. One thing I like about this product is it doesn't bring out oil. You know, there are times that you set your brows and then when you come back, it's looking greasy, it's looking oily. We don't do that over here. So I just take a little bit, put at the back of my hand using my spoolie, then I brush it up. So once I'm done slicking my brows up, I will use the tip of my spoolie and then press it further. I will use my setting powder to dry it. For brows, I'll be using the Carite gel liner. This is what it looks like, and I'll be mixing it with the brown to get the perfect skin shade. All you need to do is take more of the brown and a little bit of the black. I'll be using the Mirac angled brush for my brows. I've never done my brows on camera. It's so weird. What am I gonna do? So the first thing that I do is to make sure that my angled brush is flat. I flatten it further with my hand. I've never done my brows on camera, so I'm trying to explain this in the most simplest form. Then instead of applying it like this, I tip it in, just here, just the tip, just the tip. Then I outline my brows. This is from my Miracle setting powder, so I always wear it my last finger. So when I lay my hand on my face, I don't stain it. Always outline the bottom of your brows first before you do the top. When you're drawing your brows, it should be out. And then you fill it in. I don't usually like to outline my brows from here because it's going to make it look less natural. So what I do is I just start from somewhere here and start outlining. So when I'm filling in, I'll just fill in here a little bit just to give it that natural hair-like structure. If you're using your brush to take your gel liner, please don't use heavy hand. I just drop it, boom, and I take it off. Can you see the difference between the two brows? It is still looking natural. I mean, who is your teacher? You can actually use your eye pencil. I'll be using my flat brush from the Miracle brush set. And if you're applying your concealer, don't take like this. Take like this and like this from the two sides. For your brows, the outline should be perfect because the more perfect it is, the more easier it is to highlight. I usually hold my breath when I'm doing this, so the line comes out perfect. And if your line is perfect, you don't need to conceal on top of your brows. Just underneath is perfect. Then you take down the concealer and you blend it. Using my blending fluffy brush, I will use it to blend the concealer. Just tap. I'm not sweeping, just tapping. If you don't blend immediately, it might dry, then it will get difficult. Once you're done with one brow, just blend it. And as you can see, I did not apply too much concealer, just a little bit to get the job done. And then you take a shade lighter than your actual skin tone, then use it to set your brow bone. If you use a color that is way too light, you'll be seeing that obvious demarcation. If you've not noticed by now, you should know that I like calm makeup. I like glam, but I like cause this soft nude that is very, very. I'm a makeup artist, in case you don't know. So when I see clients that were like, oh, okay, I want to go all out, I want shimmer, I want all of this, I will do it for you. But my personal makeup, the calmer, the better. Is that English correct? We move. So you use a shade, just one shade lighter. People that will be like, oh, once I do my foundation, I can't do my brows. Like, you saw how easy that was, right? Just do it first. When you do it, and then you will know if it works for you. When you are applying your powder on your brow bone, please tap, don't sweep, just tap it. This is the brush that I used for my contour. I will go over to that same color I used for my contour, and then I will apply my contour into my brows. I want it to be like a flawless, like seamless entry. So just instead of applying the lighter powder on the outer part of my brows, I will use my contour brush and blend that in. We'll create an eyeshadow look of this brown palette alone. So for my transitioning, I will use this same color that I used for my contour. Take off the excess product and apply it on my crease line. You can now do this in circular motions. Darker color, which is this, and apply it all over my lid. I missed a step. I was supposed to prep my lid either using the same concealer that I used to highlight my brows, or this is the benign clown white. So once I'm done, I'll then take off the excess product on my hand, then I'll blend it into the crease area. Then if I want to go extra, using my blush palette, I'll take this color. You see how you can use one product for a lot of things. Using the same carrots and the same brush that I used, the same angled brush, I will use it to line my waterline. So I put my lashes off camera. Guys, I don't know how to put lashes on myself. This was a struggle. But moving on to my under eyes, I want to dust it off, and I'll be using a very fluffy brush. I'm not sweeping, I'm pressing it in. But if I have a lot of fallout, I will just sweep that out. But since there are no fallout, I will just press that into my skin. I'll be using my beauty blender, the same place that I use for setting my under eyes, with no additional product. I'm just going to go and press the powder into my skin. So I'll be using my powder brush to blend the rest of my face. So this is the part where you can decide to add a little more blush, a little more contour, because right after this I will be setting my face with a setting spray. I'll be using the Nuban Beauty Seal It Makeup Fixing Spray. This is the wood eyeliner eye pen, so I will use it to outline my lip. To highlight my cheekbone, I'll be using the Nuban Beauty The Glow highlighter. So I'll be using what is left on the cover with a fluffy brush, just the cover, and then on my cheekbone. Then I'll use my finger to apply on my nose. Then I'll blend it. Then whatever is left on the brush. Then to further add a little bit of glow, I'll be using this is a Missmetics Dewy Highlighting Balm in the shade Glazed. It is actually very shiny, but if you have oily skin, you can skip this process, or even if you want to add, just add a little bit and then blend it out with your sponge. I will set my face with the Super Silly spray. I like to do this before I do my lips, because if you do your lips and then you add this, it is going to be sticky. But if you've done your lips and you want to do this, just do and it's good. I'll be using the Adventure Glassing lip gloss in the shade AD20. So I'm going for like a nude, very nude color. So I will use the So Pro lip gloss in the shade Vein. This is a very beautiful color. So to finish up my look, I'll be using the Zaron Lengthening Mascara for my bottom lashes. So guys, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up, like, comment, share and subscribe. If you have any other makeup related questions, or if you want me to review a product or to create a look, just leave your questions or whatever suggestion on the comment section. Again, subscribe and join the family, and thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in my next video. Bye guys.